Hello, 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 hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. New week. A
New
new
week, new week.
yeah.
Saying what's up to all my good people out there. Uh-oh. Let me turn that down.
Yeah, because we don't want to blow people out.
I don't know what that was about. Might have been listening to something else real loud.
All right. We do our intro.
What's happening, kings and queens? Welcome to Chocolate Crown, episode number
13.
13. 13. Let me move that so I can get my books. I like for the people to see my books. I don't know what's going on with Instagram right now. Um, but yeah, what's up, good people, kings and queens? Episode number 13. Soon Instagram will be acting, like it's supposed to. What's up,
Hey, Miss
Queen? What's up,
April.
Queen? Um, so yeah, we going topic is food, are we what we eat, and how it affects our life and our thinking and our health and all that kind of thing. But we're gonna kind of lead into that. We're gonna start off with give me 1 second. We're gonna start off with just some facts, what's been going on throughout the week.
Yeah, check in with you, see how you doing. Talk
Um,
about these current events and how you maintaining your king and your queen status and your crown. Um, because that's important. Before we begin to pour into you a little bit more, we got to just check in with you because we definitely appreciate you checking in with us.
right.
So I want to give a shout out and thanks to everyone who has joined our community, following us and just, following the conversations each week because we are trying to build our king and queen community. It looks like you're gonna have to reconnect on IG.
Yeah, I seen it. But yeah, we appreciate everybody. I can't, just to double down on what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this podcast, this platform, it doesn't happen without people checking in. So everybody who do take time in to listen and comment and hit me up in Instagram and Facebook and that kind of thing, I definitely appreciate it. So, big news this week, couple things, that makes people a little leery about this place we call America, uh, formerly known as Frog Island. Now we the Breonna Taylor case, grand jury hearings. We heard some of the stuff that happened with the police and entering their home and how she got murdered. I mean, we're gonna call it what it is. Anybody enter your house, I don't care if
While
they
you
got
sleeping.
uniform on. Yeah, why you sleeping? You got uniform on. I don't care about that. Matter of fact, they ain't even have uniforms on. Be honest. Um,
Right.
so it came out, some more facts to make some people who spoke up, who had a platform, and made themselves look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
See, listen, man, the truth's always gonna come out, man. Good
They always
always,
say whatever you do in the dark comes to the light.
good always is gonna win, even in the midst of something so tragic. So many devils and demons are going to be exposed that ultimately the sacrifice of this young lady is going to change some things, make the devil be exposed even more, and hopefully we fight even harder because
Right.
we justice isn't justice for us. You know what I'm saying? We've immersed ourselves in a culture, and we've given it all we got, and it hasn't reciprocated itself. So a lot of video, a lot of footage, and it's crazy that footage comes out and we used to have a saying in football that film don't lie.
Mm.
But in the case of the police and these people who supposed to protect our people, their footage, it always slanted.
It's
It's
always like
always
they
slanted.
need a V8.
Yeah, they definitely need V8 on their facts and on these video cameras and all that kind of stuff. So um, I don't know what's going on with the ground right now, but sometimes listen, when you say certain things, man,
Absolutely.
you know, you had a little spinning circle in the middle of your phone or your computer. But amidst it all, we still gonna go ahead and talk what we talk and do what we do. But
We gotta give a shout out for Swanee G just because we see his comment. So thanks for joining us again on a Sunday.
peace, Swan. Always, man. That's my brother
Always.
from way, 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 way back in
I
the day.
know, I
So
know.
I appreciate brother Swan. It's on. This is a new apparel company. It's on. Is
Mm.
his new apparel company. I'll have more information in the future. Like always, we'll be promoting some young black entrepreneur, some seasoned black entrepreneur, um, some kid who's an entrepreneur. We're gonna give, it's not about us. We're gonna shine light on everybody. So but yeah, it came out that a lot of the facts that they did have, we see that it wasn't what they say it is. Like always, they tell us
Hmm.
one thing, and it's always the opposite. It's never what we see on TV because that's the idiot box, and we are programmed programmed on that thing.
We program to receive whatever they download, and we oftentimes don't do the research that we should. We take and trust the information that they give us as being valid and true. However, in the 2020 vision that 2020 has given us, we're learning. I'm hoping that people are learning and seeing more how they need to do their own research and create their own understanding of everything that's being put out here between foods, media, news, safety. Some people have this vision of some of the urban cities having so much crime. And if you live in those cities, you're like, okay, but that didn't happen. Like that's not my experience. And I live in that area. So, like, what are you talking about? But because the news told them from the suburbs, they believe it to be fact. And it's not necessarily the fact because they're just trying to get ratings and for people to be following and listening.
Oh yeah, listen, man. Always check these sources. I learned that as I got a little older and started my own journey. Is that listen? These folks lie about everything. They lie about. They lie about it all. Like either cause purposely or because they don't care or they don't do the research and they just want to slant it how they want to slant it because they are in positions of power.
Hmm.
And when you give evil folks power, you tend to see what happens with it, man. It looks good for a minute, it'll look good for a second, and then blow up in your face. Um, so yeah, we always got to check these sources, man. We got to check these sources, and so rest in peace to Miss Breonna Taylor, the Queen. Um, all this info that they give us about these cases and things that are happening. Go do your own research, man. We got too many platforms and too many ways to go seek out information and knowledge now. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We can't be lazy and just hit Google, man. There's something still called a book, man. And there's still something called going to get the facts from the source, man. Um,
Hmm. I
because
learned something today on I wish I remembered this source, but we just talked about it not too long ago, more about the algorithm. So we hear, especially as business owner, you hear about algorithms and being able to post and stuff like that. But it's actually another layer to how the algorithms are influencing what it is that we see. So they're tracking how long it is that you engage on certain post on certain videos, how long you looked at it, did you watch the entire thing? And then they get the theme out of what it is that you spend most time on. And then that is what your feed is totally fueling you. So if you're just doing a quick research on, say, crime at Broad and Erie, then they're going to start putting all the things that's happening not only in that community, but in every community that has that same level of crime. If you're looking for certain food types and they see that you've gone to different places to check out menus and stuff like that, then that's also, I mean, you see it. You'll talk about something and then you come back to your devices and all of a sudden there's an ad. But that is because the algorithms have a secondary purpose for them to only give you what it is that they have learned that you're interested in.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's listen.
I
This
think
is
it's the social
science.
dilemma. It was the part. I mean, the video was called "The Social Dilemma."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. I mean, our people spend so much time just trying to survive
Right.
that they don't understand that they're being experimented on. Everything that they do, like, I mean, they listen. If they give it to you, man, you gotta always check it. Like they
Right.
gave us the phone. There's a bigger mission behind it. Everybody used to always talk about the mark of the beast and being chipped and all this kind of. You don't have to. They
Right.
gave you a phone where you gonna go you gonna leave home without it. Your whole life is in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
Google will say, well, we know you went to this place, but can you give us how was your visit, or can you give us a review of how certain places was? And if I choose to not do a review, then they're asking me, they'll keep coming back and asking me to give a review or say something. Does it have wheelchair accessible? Are they allowing people to eat inside? Are you able to shop inside? Was it a line outside? And they're presenting it as if, it's to help the user that may come to that store, that location after me, but they're also tracking where I am. So it's like if I don't acknowledge the location, then it's like I can remove the stop, but that's still information that they have gathered about my travels.
oh yeah, they all up in our business. We know
All
that.
in it.
I
All in it.
mean, and it like to go even deeper. Like when you get a phone and you got to go through Gmail to log on, to sign in, to have access to the phone, right? So you have
Right.
to go, let's just say you was a Yahoo user or you
Hmm.
didn't have an email. Now you have to go get an email to
Hmm.
access this phone. Not
Before you
only
go in
say
the store.
yes, not only say this because your president just came out and said he had COVID,
Oh goodness.
right? So where I'm going with it is if he was out here saying, now we all know this thing is a game they play, it's programming, it's television. If he's out here saying that all up to this time, he's saying, downplaying it, blah blah blah, but then he gets it, and then he's also trying to force feed you a vaccine. What are they going to tell you that they're going to take away unless you take a vaccine? What are they saying that you won't be able to do unless you take a vaccine? It's like you want access to the iPhone, you gotta have the email. You want access to, let's say for instance, your nearest grocery store. You gotta show us that you had COVID vaccine. You wanna go to LA Fitness, you gotta show you got COVID vaccine. Like we don't think about things like that. Like,
Right.
and then that's when you gotta say, for instance, a lot of fellas I've been talking to, it was well, they did the Tuskegee experiment back in the day and killed our people, did all kind of evil stuff to our people.
Right.
So we kind of leery as men to take anything from from this system. Very leery to take anything from the system. But then it's who's going to be willing to break? Who are they giving it to? They're gonna give it to celebrities and all that, your favorite singer, your favorite dancer, your favorite TV personality, and they're gonna go say, go take it. Like they tell you to go vote. You got to go get your COVID test. But we know in these vaccines, they're doing all kind of evil stuff inside of these vaccines. So all of what I'm really getting at is just do your homework, do your research. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a lot of tricky man playing games on you. You just seen last week there was the presidential debate, and
Was that a
for lack
debate?
for lack of a better term, it was the funniest shit show in the world. If our life wasn't on the line, if our life wasn't on the line, oh man, I would have had popcorn and everything. You know what I'm saying? But our life was on the line, and this is the two people that is your representative.
Right.
Is the representative of, and our people, it's the big debate, No, we not voting for Trump. We were all gonna vote for Biden because we got to get Trump out of there. And I know slick talking, sabotaging white folks. I know people who will tell you they're your friend and stab you in your back. It's
And watch
not,
it fall
yeah,
and walk away.
it's not either one of them. It's the system, man. And if we want to keep playing in the system, we want to keep getting played by the system. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what ultimately is going to happen. So, I mean, we I that was the introduction, I guess, really to lead into kind of what our topic is about this evening. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about our introduction and what's been going on? And,
No, I'm sure it's probably gonna come back up. I mean, I know you wanted to talk about the lies, but I think you've covered it.
oh yeah, we could go days and days and days
Right,
and days. You know,
right.
it's just an icebreaker, and you know, get the thing started up and get your blood flowing. That's all, to really go into food and, like, are we what we eat? Are you what you eat? You know, what is it doing to us? Um, what are the effects that it's having on us? Um, are we even eating our own food? The food that we are being given, is it really food? Um, so we just
Is it
gonna hit on
fueling
it.
our attention or is it fueling our energy level? Is it making us have health conditions that is, I guess, general to your zip code? So when you go to the doctor, they're so numb to what symptoms that you may be saying that they just ignore and don't think about prevention or, anything that they can help you do to get better. They just think about, well, let me just inject you with something. That'll be another temporary band-aid fix.
Yeah, this is Western world medicine, is the home of the big band-aid.
Right.
It's the big, you guys, you done we done sprung a big leak and they got a big band-aid to put on it. They not in the business. And all of this system we live in, if they can make $1 on it, that's what they gonna do. And
Mm-hmm.
they have figured out that they can make a lot of dollars in the food industry.
Mm-hmm.
And not just by the food industry, by giving you foods that you think are really foods. Um, giving
So
you
before
food.
you go too further into that, if you're, listening with us live or even catching us on the replay, what are some of the favorite foods that you enjoy? If you could drop those in the comments, like what's that favorite you can't wait till your birthday, it's going to be on the menu, or a certain holiday on the calendar. What are those foods that you definitely like, okay, I have to have macaroni and cheese, or I have to have some collard greens and all of that with the smoked meat and everything. What are those must-haves that you have? You could drop it in the comments for us.
Now listen, when we have this conversation, I'm just Fletch. It say Del Rico down there in the corner. What, I think it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I'm just Fletch, man. I struggle just like every human there is, man, because there is some taste and some things that our families do to hook things up that it's amazing. I
Mm-hmm.
know Kwani's family, and I know the fried fish he talking about.
Right.
I I know what kind of. Listen, our families. I mean, we have taken the most awful things
Mm-hmm.
and made magic. And made magic. Um, they say, a Bible story about so many fish and feeding so many thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it with my own eyes. Like I've seen that story with my own eyes. Little
Mm-hmm.
bit of food, feed a whole lot of people, and it's amazing. And it's amazing. I mean, listen, me and fried chicken. Listen, me and fried chicken. Shout out, shout out, Queen, because I'm a crab guy. Yeah, crab and fried chicken. That's me, and they are both awful. Crabs is
They
bottom
are
feeder.
horrible.
Crabs is bottom of the bottom of the bottom, but I don't go crazy with it because I'm older, and you know what I'm saying. But I do still
But some
because
people
I'm
look at crabs as a status food.
no, crab is crab. It's
I know
bottom.
crab is crab because I know what I know about seafood that I'm going to share this evening. But a lot of people look at the ability that they can enjoy cracking crabs, however it is, as a status food because they probably weren't able to enjoy seafood or crab legs or crab meat growing up. So it's like, okay, now that I can afford it and I can provide it for myself, that's my go-to $1 million meal.
Listen, growing up poor, I gotta confess. And shout out to Wiggs, Dwayne Thompson, if
Okay.
he happens to see this. Um, so we were terrible my freshman year in college, but one of the little perks was if you if we win. No, this is my sophomore year. Sorry. If we win, we have Wednesday all you can eat lobster. Listen, I took myself back there real quick. Me and this man, we went ham. I mean, cracking these things. And as I'm older, I mean, it was just death. That was all. I mean, it was terrible. It tastes good. You know what I'm saying? You throwing butter on it and garlic, and
Mm-hmm.
we hooking it right up. So, um, but yeah, there's our people based on circumstances have always done like what we had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of that comes with we only shop at the nearest grocery store. We only go to what
If
they
we
give
have a
us
grocery
if we even have a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Probably
store.
gotta go a town over, a city over to go even shop for something halfway decent. But most of the time we going by convenience. We're going
Mm-hmm.
because we only have so much time, and like when that dictates what you putting into your vessel and
Mm-hmm.
into what you putting into your body, we're going to get the results that we've been getting. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the results that we've been getting. We as much as we love everything that we may mention, that we may put down there, fried this,
Yeah.
deep this in butter. I mean, dip this in butter and put this up under that. And number one, and we're gonna go into it a little bit more. But once you gotta put some fire to something and cook it, now you removing it from its natural state.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably wasn't for you in the first place. And 99% of the time, it's not. We all just, my brother said fried fish. She said crabs. The queen said crabs. I mean, this water that we getting these foods from, awful.
Right.
Awful, 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 man. But our parents and our family, they know how to take seasonings and make, lemonade out of lemons, out of the worst lemons. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's not just me. I ate chitlins growing up, and some people would be like, and now that's the face I make.
Hmm.
But I
I
grew
remember
up.
when I first came to Philly and people were talking about enjoying chitlin cheesesteak.
Ooh,
And I'm like, okay,
ooh,
y'all taking a cheesesteak a little too
ooh.
far.
I
Like,
hurt. I hurt.
we got the red meat, we got the chickens, but it was Nappy Nicky's on Wayne Avenue that allegedly had the best um chitlin hoagie or chitlin cheesesteak.
Right. Oh, that's terrible. Listen, listen. Even if you believe in slavery 100%, that's not your culture.
Right?
That's not your culture. So anything you was eating during that time, my people, I was already here. You know what I'm saying? Features and everything. I was already here. My African cousins was over there. I was already in this land. They was bopping my grandparents in the head to take it from me. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
But that's not your. That's she said, "Ooh," but that's not. That's this is not your culture. You know what I'm saying? It's none of this food is your culture, man. You know what I'm saying? So when our people have been blessed with the hands of God to take seasonings and do magic and turn a pig's ass into something that you can actually eat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You turn a pig. No, we grown people, man. Sometimes listen, when I curse, if I do curse, the house is on fire. I'm telling you. The house is on fire. So we gotta use words that you let you know it's alarming.
It's
Like
alarming. Okay, well, I was alarmed.
yes,
You
good,
won.
because we can't eat any more pig butt. We can't. We can't eat pig intestine. You can't eat the little cow that genetically altered. Like that's not us. If
But
it
even
was,
lamb, people think the lamb is the other white meat that's okay, and lamb is not okay. It has a lot of parasites in there that fuel the health conditions that we struggle with as a culture.
I mean, you're always right, and I always go to something. You know, this is the one that I always tell you about.
That well used African holistic health book.
Oh yeah, she's beat down. I'm sorry. Hold it close to my heart. Also, I'm going deep for y'all. I'm bringing out another one. Drugs Masquerading as Foods by Suzar. You
Hmm.
remember you remember Suzar from Blacked Out Through Whitewash.
Right.
That's another one. Drugs Masquerading in Food.
And Swanee G is like, wait, what? No lamb? Doc
Definitely no lamb. Swan, come
definitely
on,
it has
man.
a
You
lot of
know this
parasites.
animal not for you. This animal's not for you. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna read some things. Only reason why I tell you, she said turkey butts are okay.
Sorry, Queen April.
Nah, Queen April, a, a turkey's ass is not okay. No, no, no butt on no animal is suffice for our people.
So none of those savory oxtails either.
None of them. None of them.
I'm just going through all the meats that I know that we enjoy as a culture, even when we
1152
travel.
Haddon Avenue, Camden, New Jersey, Treehouse. Come get your oxtails. See, but I won't sell them. I won't sell them to. I'm not selling them to your babies. I'm selling them to you because you grown. You grown enough to come in or walk past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In your greens, not in your greens. No, no, no. I know they bomb too.
Tastes so good though.
I know they bomb. I know. But you gotta live.
You
You
got to
gotta.
think about too when you get your smoked meats. Can you get that in certain neighborhoods, or do you actually have to go to a neighborhood that's slightly on the urban side or a mixed community? Because if you go to some communities, you can't find smoked meats. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Why is there no smoked meats? You never think about certain things until you are in the wrong zip code shopping for the things that you desire. uh,
Now
Swanee G
listen,
gave another suggestion.
listen. Now, if you trace your roots and trace your history back, And let's say you up top. Let's say you go far enough back and you up top and you in the mountains and up there. Okay, you can have all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're down at the equator, down where the sun is formed and the melanin needs to be right and fed properly, in
Mm-hmm.
fruits, nuts, berries, you could live forever. You
Right.
can live forever. But when you immerse yourself into a culture that's not yours, that's you eat bloody meat. And then you argue with black people who tell you wrong for wanting your meat well done.
Right.
So you gonna embrace somebody else's culture.
Right.
You gonna embrace eating bloody meat when that's not your culture. You're not a savage, man. That's savagery. I don't care because somebody could hook it up and cook it. You're not even
Right.
supposed to cook it. If you can't go up to that animal and bite him and tear it off,
Yeah, the
it's not.
processing is what makes it. Well, I mean, other than it living in its natural state is one thing, and then the process that they take foods through to make them even pliable for us to begin to cook them and prepare them for something is the second part. But then we go and add our own seasonings that all of them have salt base. And then we want to have a certain seasoning on it, so there may be the flour or whatever coating that it is, and sometimes those coatings require dairy for you to mix it up the right way so that it can have a certain flavor or taste that you are looking for.
Now listen, if we're going, we let's say we made a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Say we made a meal. We went to the butcher shop. We wanted some chicken.
It's nothing like going in a real butcher shop with the meat hanging from the hooks.
With it dripping and bleeding and bloody. This is what we want. This is
Right.
what we and we're trusting that these people. We trusting that these people have fed this animal what this animal eats. But
Mm-hmm.
we know that's not Western culture in this. There's money in it, right? So you go and produce corn at a mass scale and make every animal you're selling eat corn. So
Mm-hmm.
there's money in this. Now the cow's not even eating what it's supposed to do.
Right.
What it's supposed to eat. It's not just the process. Yeah, it's the whole process.
It's the
It's
whole process.
not even giving the cow what it's supposed to eat, and then it's on a diet that is not his. And then if you ever seen, we'll go with one documentary called Food Inc. If you ever seen it and seen some of these documentaries, they'll have cows with tumors and just grind it all up in there and go put it in your shop, right? And we eat it. Um, I shout out her name Queen April, right?
Yes.
Himalayan salt, sweetie. Study that they coming from the salt mines in Iraq and putting Himalayan salt on it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna give you nothing they supposed to, and it's salt. You don't need it. There's no there's no slick way to dress it up. There's no there's no there's no slick way to dress it up, man. You know what I'm saying? They gave us everything. This is their culture. This is not ours. We trying to finagle and finesse and find ways to survive in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as we learn, yeah, it ain't table salt. It's rock salt you throw on the street for when you trying to make snow melt. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Himalayan salt. No, we need to get off the salt. And listen, health and food is one of my big things. Like, I ride around with these books. Like, I ain't telling you something
Right.
that I'm not studying every day. But listen, don't listen to me. Just go get the book.
Right. Please use all of the information that we share as stuff that we have researched so that we could bring the conversation to you. But please check the facts, and make the best decision that you feel is best for your diet because there's certain things that, depending on, say, if you are on medication or you are being treated for something medically, that the food is like, you think that, okay, I'm eating something so that when I take the medicine it could work more successfully, but you could really be taking the same thing that are working against each other and not even know it, because of the fact that it's just a matter of understanding how things work. And it's
Listen,
like we go with the next trinket. So like Himalayan salt is like the trinket, just like pomegranate juice and fruit was all of a sudden out there, just like the engineered tilapia was out there and is out there. Like all of these things that they forge into our community, that is the first thing that you see when you enter into the grocery store or enter into that section where the food is kept. They're trying to download into you to what the options are for you, versus you remembering that whiting is something that you can go to the lake or wherever it is that you catch the fish at and catch a whiting. Where can you go fishing for tilapia?
wherever you wherever you go catch them fish.
Wherever you go catch it.
That's funny. But no, listen, man. I would anything from the time you was 2 years old, because that's what they do. They give it to you as a child. Your
Mm-hmm.
parents gave it to you as a child. Look in the mirror. Look at your parent. Ask yourself, was your parent really that intelligent? And I'm not saying that to demean anybody's parent.
Mm-hmm.
Parents have 1,000 things they trying to do. It's a system that they had to deal with. They might have had to drop out of school in the 6th grade.
Right.
But you're believing everything they're saying because they're your parent. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing we got to start checking. Info that they give us, and you don't have to be disrespectful. Start checking it at a young age. And now we all adults. You could rewind back and say, man, was this right? My mom made fire pork chops when I was growing up. Fire. I wouldn't dare eat a pork chop today. Fire. My mom can make it, and I wouldn't eat it, man. Shout out to Rob Scott. What's up, TG? Shout out to Hot Style Beat, Hot Style Entertainment. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't. So we have to be the ones that look in the mirror and ask ourselves, do we really want to get better? If something's hurting, do we really want to fix it? If we have an ailment, are we always running straight to the doctor? Or is it that chicken that you've been eating? Is it the chicken on Monday, the hot dogs on Tuesday, the hamburger Tuesday night, the steak on Wednesday, the steak on Thursday because you saved it, seafood on Friday, mac and cheese, all the dairy, ice cream, like, and then we wonder why we are sick, wonder why we are hurting, wonder why hair falling out. Your crown, you can't even get it to grow. Our sisters running it. But if we started experimenting on our own selves with
Mm-hmm.
food, I'm gonna keep showing this book tonight because this title means something to me.
So make sure you
Drugs,
show it to the people on the IG as well.
drugs masquerading as food.
Got you, got you, got you.
Drugs masquerading as food. You gotta understand what they pumping into your food and then calling it food before it get to you.
So I know, it's, random, but October, one of the things that it acknowledges is Cancer Awareness Month. And cancer is basically downloaded by the foods that we eat. So it's not really that random. It is genetic, because usually as a family you enjoy the same type of foods, but the iodine levels in seafood is a cancer producing food.
Mm-hmm.
So if you enjoy seafood to the capacity that you enjoy it so much, and the iodine every single time that you enjoy that shrimp, that crab leg, that lobster, you are consuming a high level of iodine that your body is not built to defend, and it creates cancer. Um, and it's that and soy. Those two things, that the iodine count and the soy count, is what is producing the cancerous cells that a lot of people in our melanated communities usually have issues with cancer in their family on some level and somehow. And we just really have to be, mindful of that. I mean, that would be, an issue.
Well, to piggyback off of that, I want people to understand what if we're gonna call ourselves good, we good. We on the good side of this.
Right,
We trying to disseminate good information, give our people, put out good energy, good vibes. So we on the good side of this.
right.
But the evil side has depleted the ocean to a point and dumped oil, mercury, all
Mhm.
kind of chemicals into your water. What you think's happening to the fish and the crabs and the lobster and every other one of the 28,000 species of fish? They
Right.
depleted that. We got to understand this. Before this system came to America, it was
Hmm.
across the water,
Hmm.
and they depleted everything there: the
Everything.
air, the land, the sea, the people. Depleted it, so they jump across the water. So we
Hmm.
got to understand this when we taking and fish. Listen, it's better than beef. I'll give you that.
Definitely.
I give you that. So if we're gonna take a step, let's take a step. We gotta call a spade a spade. Like we gotta
Right.
give our people some kind of answer. But
Yeah, so you
you
don't feel
can't.
like everything that you do is going to be death producing, but yes,
You
there is some light in the tunnel.
but with that, you gotta be more plants. You gotta be more vegetables. You
Hmm.
gotta be more seeds than the meat and these retarded animals that we are digesting. No iodine. No, nothing on, especially on a mass level is good for you. But heavy iodine is terrible for you.
Hmm.
Also, in a lot of these things, and they're very tricky because everybody's not going to change overnight. I still eat some of the stuff, but I do look at ingredients. So I want all my people, all my kings and queens out there. What's up, Graham? Cultured celery extract. Cultured celery extract. I want you to look for that on a lot of your products because it's a nitrate. Nitrates are cancer causing, and they try to hide that from you. You see, they call it something else.
Right.
They call it something else. Like if we remove, and this is, I mean, because it's a chemical, that's why I'm going to say it. But nitrates remove it. But if you remove sugar from your diet today, today, if you removed it today, and I seen you 30 days later, your health would be off the charts.
Right.
You would be so much healthier. And Queen April said she buy a wild caught. She thinks
That's what
she.
they put on there.
I want April to find you. Put it up there on the bottom. Food Inc. I want you to go look at it. I want you to go watch Food Inc. Queen April. All the kings and queens, go watch Food Inc. and see these packages. They lied to you. Remember, that's why I keep saying this. This is not your culture. This is not your culture. You wouldn't have depleted the seas and made a grocery store where there's 50,000 dead fish just in here. No, you wouldn't have did that. You'd have went to the fish, caught what you need, ate what you need, and moved on because you respect nature. You know what I'm saying? This is not your culture. So when we say, um, like she said, you know, we read yes, we read packages, but we got to understand and we can't be surprised when they tell us we thought we brought cod and it was pollock. You know,
Hmm.
we thought we brought something. And we want to shop local. We thought it was local. It came from California, so they had to hit it with all the chemicals. Like we have to be mindful of the thousand ways they at you. The thousand ways they at you.
And I just want to add, I guess, another part to that whole cancer producing situation that, every I'll just say this. I went 2009 under doctor's care. They were saying that they needed to remove one of my breasts because cancer was in my body. Now, my mother had survived breast cancer, so it was like, okay, my mom had it. It's a direct, maybe they have some fact to it. I went to a nutritionist at that time in 2009, and I was asked to take the breads, red dyes, and I forgot it was something else I had to take out of my diet. And she told me the things to replace in my diet that I can get to you guys. I have to pull that stuff out. When I went in for surgery day, no, a couple weeks before surgery, they was like, okay, we might have to take both. I never recognized or thought about body parts missing, especially I was younger and didn't think that would be something that I would have to be confronted with. Well, when I made it to surgery day, the cancer calcifications that were present in the x-rays that got us to this conversation had been removed because of me changing my diet. So that's all I did in a course of 2 to 4 weeks. And the cancer cells and the cancer calcium that they saw, where they were not talking about taking one breast, but talking about taking two, was eliminated. The conversation was no longer a need for us to continue moving forward, but yet the emotionality of everything that I had gone through to prepare for what was going to be the outcome after that appointment had already happened. So it was like, thankful that I followed what that nutritionist said. I was out on a limb, not knowing that was going to really do some kind of damage that was going to be helpful, but it was the foods that I was eating. And at that point, I was younger, so I was more of a fast food person. I did cook, but I was definitely more into the red dyes, definitely a bread bagel person every single morning with my coffee and my sugar and my cream. I don't do sugar at all at this point. Have not since 2009.
First thing a person would do is take your food away. They
Mm-hmm.
take your culture, they take your food,
Mm-hmm.
and they give you what they eat. That's what they do. That
Right.
so like the power of food, because in this culture, foods masquerade as drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They've been tampered with. They've been injected. They've been everything you can imagine has been done to what you call food. And like we need to go and do research on herbs, fruits, vegetables. Listen, we live in a time where technology can benefit us because you can reach out and touch people all across the world and touch people and look like you and get foods that are for you, that are really foods, that are really beneficial. You eat sugar and salt, and none of that is beneficial. But this
Right.
culture puts sugar on everything you eat. If you ate,
Chick-fil-A.
yes,
It's sugar going all the way down in that Chick-fil-A.
if you ate any fast food, you dumped a bunch of sugar in. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, you probably didn't even eat real whatever you thought you was eating. Like, and we're doing this thing to ourselves a lot of times because we don't know. A lot of times we say we don't have time. But the most precious thing to you is your health and your children's health. So you gotta have time. At least for your kids. If you grown and want to punish yourself and eat a pig's ass, that's on you. If you want to eat chicken babies, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But give the babies a fighting chance
Right.
because you already have um, the National Education Institute and all these kind of organizations where your kids going through these school systems are getting the worst foods possible. And you wonder why your kid is out of shape, obese, can't think, angry,
Can't focus.
can't focus. Like it's what you putting in this body.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Y'all went out and brought a Mercedes and they said put the best gas in there, and that's what you did. But you won't put the best gas in your own body.
Right.
You gonna eat chitlin cheese sticks. Like my man on Martin back in the day, he said you got the chitlin loaf. Like, listen, we have made, and all our people who popping on, I know they could say all kind of stuff that their parents made that was amazing tasting, amazing tasting.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst possible thing that you could put into a kid's body. On the front of this book, it says silent, deadly, delicious.
Mm.
Silent, deadly, delicious. And then we wonder why we in so much pain. Every one of us, every one of us, we know that story that you just gave about yourself. And you're a queen and you're smart and you know not to just trust these folks. So let me go find out some answers. And I'm smart enough to know I got to change what's going in the engine. So salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. You can eat organic, yeah,
But
that's a better
everything
choice.
organic is not even organic. So
Not
like you,
organic. It's not
yeah.
organic. You know what I'm saying? But you searching. So yes, I want you to eat organic. You want to search. You on the path. I'm not going to stop that path. That's
Right.
dope. Now,
Swanee tea is not wine. It's the green tea. It's green tea. It's just
now,
a wine
now,
glass.
now, you have to grow your own. You know what I'm saying? Since you on that kind of search, now you got to take your backyard, build your own little boxes, and start planting it and let it grow. Now that's you in your God status now because you're planting it and letting it grow, and now you can feed yourself instead of relying on somebody who is not in your culture. And I'm gonna keep saying it. This is not your culture.
Right.
There was people back in the day. There was people back in the day who was fighting to be segregated from this culture.
Right.
There was other people who wanted to be integrated. I
Right.
would have been on the side of segregation only because it's not yours. It's not for you. They didn't say, okay, when we allow you into our system, we're going to take everything you think and we're going to start applying it. No, it's not what happened. It's not what happened at all. All those inventions over time, all of that, that should have been all ours.
Right.
It should have been ours, and we gave it away. And then to the point we gave it away, and then they put their name on it. So we need our culture, our food, and you can start, um, Queen Tanya, by just growing it yourself, trying to grow it yourself, and doing an experiment yourself on your own self instead of letting them experiment on you
Right.
with their diet. No, no, you go out there and plant your own.
And you
You
have
know,
a nice, lovely yard that we saw.
like
Space to do your garden.
you we have to have more trust in ourselves.
Hmm.
Trust the person you see in the mirror that if it didn't come out right today, you're going to go fix it tomorrow. Not keep running to these different restaurants. They don't care about you. That's not yours. That's not your diet. I don't care how good they hook it up. I don't care how good it tastes. And I'm going to keep saying that as well.
Oh,
Talk
the
about the
CMOs.
GMOs. I mean, listen. Oh, he said talk about that CMOS. Oh yeah. Yeah, you
Oh,
I thought he at first I thought he was talking about the genetically modified, but
that's
he
what I
talking about
thought too.
CMOS.
But
Yeah, I mean you got to get your CMOS in you. I usually have it right here, but if you need some and you want the 92 minerals, the 110 that you need in your body, holla at me. I get it to you. It ain't expensive. You can put it in your diet every single day. You'll have the most energy in the world. And if you at home having problems in the bedroom, definitely call me. We get it shipped out to you. It fixes noodle meat. You know what I'm saying? You don't need Viagra and blue pills and Red Bulls and all that, man. Holla at me. Mo, holla at me, Darnell. You know what I'm saying? You got some for 20, some for 30, some for 40. And put it in your diet. You can mix it with everything. Clarity, the blood flowing. Like it does magic for you. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, 100%. I say it because I use it, and it's a appetite suppressor. So if you struggling with some of this Western culture food, if you struggling with the diet, throw that Mars up in you, and I promise you, if you had a little ashwagandha in your system, I promise you, it'll change. It well, it fixes a lot. I mean, it gives you energy because the diet we're eating, a lot of people are sluggish, no energy. So it gives you energy, clarity, the 92 minerals for your health. It's a mucus remover. So mucus is the biggest cause of being sick and being ill. You know what I'm saying? You hear people coughing, trying to clear their throat, and you can't do it now because of COVID. People look at you crazy. But it's a mucus remover. So it'll help remove the sickness, get it all up out of you. Because a lot of people swallow and women. I don't see a lot of women spit. I've never seen that. That's not ladylike. But you need to get that out.
So Queen April needs you to say what all it fixes again. She got the double question mark. Like, it fixes what?
Yeah, it does a lot. I mean, I don't know what you need it for, but number one, energy, mucus remover,
Attention, blood flow.
attention, blood flow. That's why I say noodle meat. If your man is struggling in the bedroom, call cousin Fletch. We'll fix that in a heartbeat. We'll fix that in a heartbeat. You'll be wondering why you pregnant. Don't call me to babysit. And you might be too old, but you're a queen. You got melanin in you. You be 48 years old, be wondering why you talking about, girl, I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But it fixes that. It gives you energy. It does a lot of things, man. I can have a whole list of things that it helps and it works on. But what we do is, I mean, it's from the sea moss. You get it? It's from the sea, but it comes dirty and everything from the sea. So I just clean it up for you and kind of mix it up, and it turns into a gelatinous kind of filling. Like the closest I could say is like an applesauce kind of thing. And you could put it in your drinks. You could stick it in your food. You won't even know. I mean, if it's not cleaned really well, it has a salty, kind of bittery taste from the sea. But you got to be mindful now because a lot of Asian companies have started farm raising sea moss.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not getting the thing um, that you need. So yeah, that's good, man. Pills, I hope they're the vegetable kind that dissolve on your body because you don't want to fill your body up with pills. Pills are terrible. It's hard for your body to digest pills. So you like listen, when we take things into our body, like I know everybody's had this feeling, and maybe it might be me. Um, when you after you eat and you just feel stuffed, like
They're
man,
ready to go to sleep.
and ready to go to sleep. Like food's not supposed to do that. Fuel is not supposed to do that. I use the car as an example because it's the easiest, the simplest thing to understand. When you go to the gas station and you on E and you say fill me up and you leave and you on F, that thing takes off. It takes off. It don't go slower. But when we eat and you go and bite all into these animals and eat all of this stuff that's not for your body, you wonder why you sluggish. You wonder why you can't, your body's not lasting, it's breaking down. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why your bones are brittle because you take it in dairy. You've been taking in dairy from a cow since you was a little kid. And you wonder why your bones are breaking up. You wonder why you soft. You know what I'm saying? Your bones should be very, very hard. But we taking in things that are just breaking us down from top to bottom, from brain to feet. And when your feet hurt, everything hurt. When your back hurt, everything hurt. Like so we need to do a straight reversal on what we are eating and what we are taking in our body. Like it has to stop now. I mean, because we're not supposed to be losing people, and diabetes is rampant. I mean, shout out, rest in peace to J Lo. He was one of my old heads growing up, and his brother's in jail. And shout out to my brother Dr. And he was 31 and he lost his foot from diabetes. 31. Like that, we can't be losing limbs at 30. You're supposed to be still going strong at 30. You're supposed to be still out there playing basketball, moving around. If you got kids, no, I see people 30 and can't move, can't walk. And because of everything we putting in our body, so we gotta, yeah, and that's dope you put that on the bottom. I would recommend that to everybody. Everybody, get you a pot, pour some water in it. And this is let's do this for the rest of our lives. Not just because it's COVID time, but because we're working on the immune system all the time. On the bottom, ginger root, cinnamon, turmeric, lemon pills, orange pills. Throw some black seed oil in there. Throw some sea moss in there. Whip it up. You could breathe it. You could put the towel over your head. Take 5 minutes out and feel your pores open up and watch what it does. You can drink it. Like, we got to stop just running to these people who giving us the food and then run to the hospital who give us the Band-Aid to fix the issue that they gave us with the food, because we're going to go right back to eating the same food. Like, so we like, that's why I say sometimes we insane, because we keep doing the same thing and expect something different. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the sister, because I know she's brilliant, but salt is salt. There's no dressing it up. Sugar is sugar. And then on the back, they'll try to give it to you in 50 different ways of what sugar is.
Yeah, so know all of the code names too, because that's what one way that they'll try to trick you and thinking you'll think, okay, well, this doesn't have X, Y, and Z. You need to, just like someone who's trying to avoid pork, they know all the different names in which pork is used as an ingredient, and so they look for that list of those ingredients. So the things that you're trying to avoid and make sure that you don't have a part of your diet, you need to know all the ways in which they present it to you.
Yeah, we all need to be brothers of Islam, and when it comes to that, we all need to stop eating the pork and everything that comes with it. I had a friend, Khalid Johnson, shout out to Big Lid, back in the day, and his family, they were Muslim, and I mean, he wasn't a little brother, so there's options. There's options if you do to the other white meat, because he was a big brother. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he was conscious that I don't eat that animal. And I wish he was even more conscious of the beef as well. Because that's an awful animal. Every one of these animals. Yeah, label
I
reading
know
definitely
that
gotta work.
the bacon is that truth, but yeah, it gotta go.
Label readings take a lot of work. Yes, it does. And because you said it, I'm gonna be a nerd and do some homework for y'all. A lot of these, a lot of this stuff, it does take time and research, man. But I'm a nerd when it comes to my health. Um, so y'all got any questions, man? Just ask. Yeah, we gotta leave the bacon alone. The pig's ass is not
I
that
don't
good.
think that was on when you said that earlier.
Like, they inject it with a chemical. Hold on, I'm about to get sodium nitrate to give it its color and taste. That's why you get it, and it's like that. Think about the animal the pig is. Think about you just looking at a pig right now, and it's running in its natural habitat. Because the pig you see now is like us. We ain't in our natural habitat. We in somebody else's culture, like the pig. So the pig has horns and all kind of stuff, and I mean, it's wild. It's
Right.
wild animal, but they've domesticated it, and then they've injected it with things, and we think it takes it. We think it tastes pretty good because you get sodium nitrates. This poison is good. No, that is awful. I hope it does sound extra dirty when I say it. That's what I'm looking for. So when you walk in the grocery store, you could be like, "Yo, Crazy Fletch said," and it looked like it looked. It start looking like it looked. It start smelling like it smell. It start look. It start oinking at you right there as it's laying there. That beef start making crazy noises. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way we can we need whatever it takes to remove it from our diet, man, and find alternatives, man. There is definitely alternatives to this thing. I mean, you know,
And
I've had
everything is done in moderation. So there's not, you don't make a change habit, like, yes, like tomorrow, oh my God, I'm gonna go give away all the things that's in my refrigerator and change over. Your body will go into shock, for one. So you have to do everything in moderation to make sure that you gradually buy in, like introduce it. Like if it's just one meat, that you do one meat meal a week, or that you do two a week and the rest of them are all plant-based. Begin to transition yourself whatever is comfortable and best for you, because it's going to be up to you to be consistent with it. And so it's like you can gradually introduce it to the degree where you begin to not want meat at all.
listen, and I agree with you, but I'm also say this to other people: if you could quit tomorrow, stop, stop, get it out your life right now.
Well,
You
I'm the
need to.
therapist, so it's
I
like,
know, I know. You need to eliminate it, and the power of thought. Just say it to yourself tonight. If there's something you're struggling with, if there's something you want to remove from your life, just say it, man. Say it. Say it. Keep saying it. Saying it. Saying it. Do like the radio do with some of these dumb songs. Beat it in your head. Beat it in your own head. I want to get this beef out my life. Beat now, no more beef. Any way you can. Any way you can. Like get it out. No meat, me. I ain't gonna put no more sausages in my. Oh, I mean, when you got. Yeah, well, it depends where the sausage come from. So that's all I'm gonna say. But I want you to remove it out your life. I
oh
want you.
wow, Nat, did you go there, Queen?
Yeah, I told you. Told you.
Wait, I'm not surprised though, but I am at the same time.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen. Listen, chocolate crowns, we grown, man. So you're gonna hear certain things sometimes, man. Ain't nobody
Right.
bougie,
Long
man. Ain't no,
conversation.
don't act bougie on this platform, no, because I'm gonna say whatever I feel like saying, and that's what I hope the comments say. Just be respectful. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Nothing
Right.
but meaning, all uplifting, trying to raise your crowns, kings and queens. But listen, it's the power of thought. So if you want to remove it, just tell yourself. Just say it 1,000 times. You want to remove it, get it out your life. Try something new tomorrow, man. Eat salads all day tomorrow. If you struggling with getting out of this, what try it tomorrow, man. Like try some salads tomorrow. Try something new. Try something different. Try to go without meat tomorrow. It's gonna bring clarity to your life, man. I promise you it will.
And make sure that everything that you believe or understand is a vegetable is truly a vegetable. Because not all things that we believe are vegetables are truly, truly a vegetable. Or
Listen, man. So I guess I'm gonna give the info. So we don't even have to think about it. I think we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling with part two of this and kind of
okay.
expound on it for next week. Uh, and try to give some more detailed facts about um I
So
mean
next
if
thing
it's
that you
plant
gotta be
if it's
careful.
plant if it's plant based it's not meat. It's a substitute. So hopefully you eating the right plants and the right, you know what I'm saying? So are you doing it yourself or are you allowing this system to go ahead and make it for you and call it plant based? And then don't be mad when you find out you ate a turtle back, ground it up, and they called it plant based meat. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't be surprised. That's what I'm getting at. Like we can't be surprised. If we doing it ourselves, yes. If you don't know how to do it, Study it, learn it, teach yourself. Nothing more freeing than being able to feed yourself.
Right.
And y'all adults, y'all know what I'm talking about. That first day you broke off from your parents' house and you actually had an apartment and you was able to feed yourself. Felt free, felt like a big bird, like you could fly. So in this culture, yeah, but listen, she put thought too. And it's the God. That's why I kind of say it like that. And that accent ain't going nowhere. It's still, yeah, but the power of thought, man. It's one of the gods, man. That's why I was so mad when they start calling females thoughts.
Yeah.
Same thing with ISIS when they tried to put ISIS and put it with those bulls in the Middle East. Like they take gods that we had held in high esteem and put attach negativity to it. And you can't do it with flesh. I know the power of thought. I know even in your Bible, in the beginning, they say in the beginning was the word. But if the word came, there had to be a thought before the word.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think it before I said it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to think it before I do it. So all night long, say it to yourself. Get it out your life, man. But next week, we're going to double down part 2. Shout out to Mary May and Butterfly Love and all the work you're doing around the community and helping people see the better side of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, if you really need some CMOS, man, get at me, DM me, Instagram, Facebook. We could talk, man. I'll ship it out to you, bring it to you wherever you at. We get it to you, man. Try to change some of our lives. But yeah, we're not eating our culture. We're not drinking our culture. You go to Sunoco, there's not one real juice in there. You know what I'm saying? So let's find what's ours. Let's do some homework on your own self. Um, and eat what's made for you. Raw nuts, raw seeds, fruits, vegetables, herbs, water, pH high in water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So those are things and we're gonna come back next week and talk about it some more.
Yeah, so if you have any thoughts, anything that you do your personal research, like we suggested, that you come across, just shoot us however you know, one of us, both of us, DM us um on the Chocolate Crown page or our personal pages. Because what's important to the conversation is that we become well and in our strength as kings and queens. So we definitely want to make sure that you have the real resources and that, again, not just taking our word, but that we're doing this research and learning together. As I shared in earlier, if I was once, cancer, both breasts about to be removed, and I changed my diet and that diagnosis changed, and I'm still with what my body parts I was born with, food can change your life.
That's
Okay?
powerful, man. Listen, that's godly, man. You don't need to go nowhere to see God, man. If you watching it, man, she telling you right there. That's God status, and did it with food, man.
And did it with
So
food.
I don't want to hear about this ghostly figure, man. Right there, y'all see it. Queen. She went and searched it and didn't allow somebody in this culture to tell her this is how it's gonna be. If that ain't God, I don't know what is, man. And if you don't see that as God, man, you might need to go ahead and wipe them eyes, man, clear it off. Because that's godly, man. That you
Right.
can heal your own self, man.
Right. It was work because I love me
Yeah.
some warm bread with some butter.
But you love yourself more.
I do. I
Dope,
definitely do. I definitely
dope,
do.
dope. So shout y'all out, man. Episode number 13.
Yes. Thank y'all for
Third,
rocking it with us and tell a friend, share with a friend, catch us on the replay, friend. However, we appreciate you. And
yeah, tell a friend and tell a friend, man. Sundays, 8 p.m. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. Chocolate Crowns. Also, we want y'all to start getting in early. Maybe next week, man, I have a treat for y'all at the beginning.
okay.
Hopefully, at the beginning of the episode, we might have a treat. If not next week, then the week after. Hopefully, it'll be done and we'll go
Oh,
ahead.
right.
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
What he got that don't know about. Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully that'll work out, man. But shout out to y'all, man. The rest of y'all kings and queens that's out there. Shout out Rob Scott. Shout out Swanee. It's on. Swanee Gibson. Check him out. He has a new apparel line. It's on. Young brother from Pittsburgh trying to do it out here. So show some love, show some support, man. Um, I love y'all, man. And that's honest to goodness on everything. I love y'all, man. Be safe.
Peace and love, kings and queens. Catch y'all on the flip side. If you also miss our show for whatever reason, we're always on YouTube at Butterfly Love LLC. Take care.